Morning everybody. Monkey! Monkey! Friday the 23rd of May and I'm off down to Geometron down by Monmouth to get the bike software, Pinion software updated. 15-minute job. So it's 8:15 now, Friday morning. I'm going to slip down there, meet Sam at 9. It's only half an hour away, so I've got to fight through the Hereford bloody traffic, which is awful. If you know Hereford, you know what I'm talking about. So get it done. He said he'll plug it in. It's only a 15-minute job, and then I'll come back and crack on with work. So very, very lucky to have him just down the road. So there's all the bike loaded up in the truck, because I still don't have my car with the tow bar. I'm having to make do with this VW T-Roc, which is nice, but it's quite a small car actually. So we're all loaded up. Got me coffee. Let's get on down to Geometron. Right, I'm leaving Geometron now. I should have taken some video footage of the place. But once I dropped the bike off, I had a quick chat with Sam, and then I had to jump on a works team meeting, and I forgot all about it. So I'm leaving Geometron now. It's only about 10 minutes just to get the software update. Just did a few bits. Sam did explain to me what it did. It's a little bit more power when you're setting off, and a few other bits and bobs. But like I said to Sam, I am probably the target audience, some old bloke with an e-bike, and I wouldn't know. I'm not going to notice a difference. But it's good to keep everything up to date on the bike. And like I keep saying it, I'm very, very, very lucky to have Geometron and Sam on the doorstep. So, right then, let's get back to the office and do some work. Right, all bay arise rear wheel update. I've just picked this back up from Coombs Cycle in Hereford. Thank you guys. Highly recommended Coombs. I do like them. They do a lot of work for me, or they have done in the past with the Rise Andy boy. So I ordered a new free hub because they didn't have one in stock, and their supplier was on back order for a few weeks. So I went and bought one myself, got it delivered to the shop. They fitted it and everything's lovely jubbly. There's a couple of times this has happened now, so if it goes again, we're going to look at replacing stuff for better quality items, probably go Hope. So the bearings had all collapsed, or one of the bearings had collapsed. So like I say, it's happened before. If it happens again, going to replace everything with better quality stuff. All right, just got to get him fitted on the Rise, and then it's a case of getting the Nikolai in the stand, whipping the back wheel out, putting a more substantially rubberized inner tube in there. Right, so I did say the software update was for the Pinion, but it's linked in with the Fit e-bike system update, which obviously operates the Pinion system. So it's a Fit e-bike system update, which affects the Pinion motor. Gives you some more oomph when you pedal off from start. Probably on a gradient I'll feel it, but yeah, it's a Fit update which affects the Pinion MGU. Right, I'm going to get the wheel in the Rise Andy boy, and then I'm going to put the Nikolai on the stand, whip the back wheel out, and I'll talk about what's happening in that in a bit. Arse, pardon me. Right, so that's the wheel back in the Rise Andy boy. Let's do the Nikolai, remembering I have got to remove the snubber. Didn't have to do any of that with the old system on, but you've got to take the snubber out. And if the person who made the comment about there being a stick inside the MGU because it was so noisy, yes, there's a stick in there. A stick stuck in the motor. Right, wheels out, axles back in, snubbers back on for safekeeping. I'm just going to check the brake pads, and with it being Magura, everything is Torx. So I'm just going to whip the pads out. Check the, I can see they're okay now, but I'm just going to give them a bit of a clean up and then get them back in. Whoops. Silly boy, Andy boy. I'll just put that there. Right, I'll stop filming now because I'm going to do this two-handed to pull the pads out. See, I'm so used to the Shimano setup where you have two pads, whereas good old Magura, rather having two pads, you've got four individual little pads. I'll just give them a quick scuff over on some clean sandpaper and then put them back. Yeah, they don't look too bad, those, actually. I've got some spares, but they'll do for a few more rides. There we go, 4 clean pads. I'm just going to give the caliper a clean inside there, get some brake fluid
hydraulic brake fluid there, just give it a wipe out and then put the pads back in and good to go. Well, I have to say, getting the pads back in were less faffy around than the Shimano ones. Just drop them straight back in, put the little Torx bolt back in, and away we go. Happy days. Much less faff than the Shimano, which at times could be, but in the main they were okay, but this was a lot easier. Right then, let's get these nipped up and then crack on with the next job.
Right, as you know, I took a puncture on the Elan Valley Adventure. Bit of a bummer, really, because that was a tube I bought from Decathlon when I first got the bike, because it's got the anti-puncture glue in it. And I got 3 holes, well, 2 holes and a rip, and it went down. So a bit peeved about that. And people are saying, oh, Andy boy, go tubeless, Andy boy. Never been taken with tubeless, to be honest. I'm an old school tube man. But what I am going to do, when I got my first e-bike, the High Bike X-Duro 9.0, and before I did my very first Trans-Cambrian Way, I was a bit worried about getting a puncture in the middle of nowhere. I was really panicking about the ride because it was 30 miles on day one, really panicking. And I didn't want punctures. I'm not a big fan of taking wheels out with mechs and all that malarkey. So I just did some, I don't know how I stumbled on it, but there's a guy on YouTube who had an inner tube hack, which I tried, and it worked an absolute treat. And what it was, he used tubes, but he put tubeless sealant in the tube. So you've got to have a Schrader valve where you can take the valve core out. But before putting the tubeless sealant in, what he did, he got some glitter, normal glitter, put some of that, about 2 or 3 tablespoons or teaspoons, down the valve core into the tube, then put the tube sealant in. And he's just said it worked a treat. So I did that because, well, it works because you got more of the little granular bits to go in and plug the hole. So I tried that, and I didn't get any puncture on the first ride. No, I think I did. I think I got a puncture early on day one, and it sealed itself. So I just put a bit of air in when I got to Raider and carried on. Didn't even do anything with it. Didn't check it when I finished the ride, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, did the second Trans-Cambrian on the high bike, no issues. And then for whatever reason, I needed to change the tyre on the rear tyre on the high bike. And to my surprise, when I took the tyre off and checked the tube, there was 3 punctures which had been, well, there was 3 thorns in the tyre which had punctured the tube, but my glitter hack and tube sealant hack had sealed them. So I'm going to revert back to that. So the reason I've taken the wheel out of the Nicolai is to take it home, because I've got some tube sealant at home, and I've just been down Hobby at Home or Crobby Craft or whatever it is, and I've purchased this.
Right, I've gotten me some glitter, boy. Gary Glitter. Wrong. Yeah, so I've gone and got me some glitter because, annoyingly, I had a big clear out a few months ago of all my glitter, existing glitter from that very first time. I chucked it out thinking, I'm not going to use that again. And here I am going to do that hack again. So, because I've got the old purple love on the Nicolai, I've got me some purple glitter, which are quite big circles. I don't know if there's a glitter grade, how you grade size of glitter, but that's quite big purple discs. And then I've got a glitter pack, purple, with multicolours because it's all about the colour. So I'll put some of that in, about 2 teaspoons of that in, and then 2 teaspoons or so of the smaller stuff. Then I will put the tube sealant in, 150, 200 ml of tube sealant, and way to go. So like I say, you've got to take the valve core out of the inner tube before you put the tube sealant in, and you've got to take it out to get the glitter in. Now, to get the glitter in, it is quite messy because you get all the static and glitter. No matter how careful I am, or you are, or how I am, and no matter how careful I'll be, I will get glitter everywhere because it just goes everywhere. So to get it in the tube, valve core out, I've got this little tiny funnel which fits down the valve core, and then I'll just sprinkle some glitter down there and then tap it down. And then to get the actual tube sealant in, I bought a huge big Saturday Night Fun Boy syringe. So what I'll do, I'll just suck up some tube sealant in that. That will then go over the valve core without the valve in it. Squirt it in. There's the plunger. Squirt it in, and away we go.
So yeah, that is a tried and trusted hack. So I'm going to revert back to that. I'm going to do it in the rear, and then at some point in the future I will do the front tyre as well. So I might do a little video of me doing that when I get home next week.